Hello everyone, and welcome back to a little bit of a different video today. So I thought it would be a good opportunity to sit down and do a Q&A, get to know me, just because I've done a lot of obviously interior chats and I just want for you guys to know a little bit more about me and yeah, just a bit of history really. So as you can see on the left, we put up the collage that I was inspired by Lizzie Hadfield. If you haven't watched her, then please do have a look at her YouTube. When I found her, probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, I was so thrilled because, you know, when you find a new YouTuber, new to you YouTuber, and you just have such a big backlog, and I'm still working through her videos, like going through and watching all her old videos, and it's just amazing to see how much she's grown her platform and like how her content has evolved. Yeah, I just think she's great, and I think I've taken a lot of home inspiration from Lizzie Hadfield as well in terms of how she collates pieces to make her home feel really lovely. And I actually think I found her through Pinterest and some of the things that I was searching on Pinterest for home inspo ideas. I believe her house in, I think it's East London, came up, and then that's how I found her really. But I just find her really relaxing to watch. I find her content really, it's an easy watch. She's very, very funny, and her books, I love when she talks about books as well. So I might start bringing some book ideas and maybe start a book club. Is this a bit far reaching? I don't know, but I love books. Recently have really picked up reading again, and I find it just a really good way to shut off from the world and to lessen your screen time as well. It's really helped me to find a balance between relaxing, actually turning off without being on your phone all the time. So yeah, would recommend lots of things in there really. Watching Lizzie Hadfield and reading. Get yourself a good book, or 2 or 3, whatever. Yeah, anyway. So today we are doing a quick Q&A of me so we can get to know me a little bit better. I have done obviously a few videos on interior rambles and interior chats, but wanted to add a quick interlude of just a Q&A about me so you guys can get to know me a little bit better, and yeah, hopefully enjoy this segment of my YouTube channel. Hopefully enjoy this video as a little interlude to my usual interior design chats. So, what did you want to be when you grew up? I had no idea, and I think it changed from day to day, what mood I was in, what I'd seen out and about, what my friends were saying. I think I would say I really struggled with knowing what to do when I was older. I felt like a lot of my peers knew exactly if they wanted to be a nurse or if they wanted to be a lawyer, whatever it was. I really struggled and I didn't know exactly where I wanted to be. And I think that really came to light when I got to that 6th form grade, deciding to go to uni or not going to uni. That's when I found it really hard to decide not to go to university, college in America, obviously. The school that I went to was an all-girls school, and when I tell you pretty much everyone went to university, and the pressure to go to university was pretty big. And I think when I used to say to my teachers at the time, I don't want to go to university because I don't know what I want to do necessarily at university or after university. I'm definitely an overthinker, and I couldn't envision how a degree that wasn't relevant to what I wanted to do, or if I didn't know what to do and if it wasn't then relevant to my career choice eventually, then I felt like that was just a huge waste of my time and not worth the time investment, obviously, and then the inevitable £9,000 a year. So do I regret that decision? No, I don't regret that decision because I still don't know what I want to do, but I know that I have this creative streak to me, and I know that there are things in my lifestyle that definitely make me feel as if, so like creative things. I enjoy interior design, obviously, and I think this is where I found myself stumbling onto YouTube and taking that leap and making these videos, because I feel like there is definitely an excitement there for me that I can document and I can bring to life on Instagram and YouTube and help others and have these rich conversations about creativity and interior and different trends and all these things that just brings me so much joy. I am so glad I didn't go to university for the fact that I think A, I would have struggled away from home. I've always been a bit of a homebody. And B, I think I would have got to a stage where I just felt like this is not what I want to do. I would have just plodded along, if that makes sense, and not really put my all into it because there was nothing really that was particularly like grabbing me. So the next one was, that follows on quite nicely actually. If you could choose any career right now, what would it be? It would be a YouTube career, let's be honest. I really enjoy, so I've got a very stable kind of corporate job. I enjoy the stability, and I enjoy, in a way, I kind of enjoy the routine of having that job, but I'm just finding myself pulling more and more towards this creativity side of me. And I've always kind of, in lockdown, I was making a lot of TikToks. I went pretty crazy with doing TikToks. And then unfortunately, kind of after that, I didn't necessarily keep it up because I was living at home. I couldn't explore the interior design thing very well at home. There was only so much I could do. And then I moved into this apartment and it completely just changed everything for me in terms of having the ability to just change something out if I wanted to, or paint a wall, or obviously I was allowed to do that in my childhood bedroom. It's one room, whereas here I've just got complete free reign of what I want to do and the interior design that I choose, and yeah, experimenting and stuff. So I feel like now I can really hone in on that. And in answer to the question, if I could choose any career right now, it would be definitely continuing this full-time YouTube. Yeah, that's my goal, is to stick at it and continue doing this alongside my 9 to 5 and just see where it gets me, because I'm just so intrigued as to how far this can go and see where the wind takes me, I guess. If money didn't matter, what would you do with your time? So this is a real interesting one. I do genuinely think that if I didn't have a job, or if money didn't matter, I do often think about going into people's homes that just need a bit of love and just giving people the opportunity to really turn their houses into a home and to a space where they feel it's just so luxurious to them and a place where they can go in and unwind. So I'd love, like, do you know DIY SOS? I used to love that program because it just helps so many people in ways that maybe they didn't realise that could actually really improve their quality of life, of having this place where they feel home and they can relax and turn off and switch off at the end of the day. So that would definitely be one, is to give people the opportunity to have me in and recreate their spaces. And if money was an object, obviously that would give the tools to be able to do that. But the other thing I'd love to do is just, I know it sounds really cliche, but have my own coffee shop and set up my own coffee shop and have it just be really nice. We went to a lovely coffee shop or cafe I should say, in Amsterdam called St. Jean, and it just gives me good vibes. And I feel like everyone obviously wants to set up their own cafe. I get it, whatever, it's boring, but having it just be a bit more trendy. So in my hometown we have the obvious Gales, Starbucks, Cafe Nero, Costa, but there's no like real lovely interior, inspiring interior. I'm thinking a Soho Home, you know, the cafe in Soho Home. That's my drift, and that would obviously be expensive, hence why I'm answering this to the if money didn't matter question. Next one, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? So I have been always quite interested in blogging or documenting photographs. So my Instagram is an example, my actual Araya Polly page, my personal one. I've always kind of experimented with photography and different forms of capturing moments. I've always been kind of interested in making my Instagram aesthetic, whatever the term is, a bit cringe, but I guess for me it wasn't really getting the exposure that I wanted, and I feel like I was posting a lot of home stuff on my personal page, but it wasn't really getting, the audience wasn't there. A lot of the people that follow me are obviously from school or work or whatever, family, friends. I then decided to create the Araya Polly Studio account on Instagram, and I started doing a bit of drawing, a bit of artwork, and then that kind of like dwindled out after a while, because I realised again that's not, like, I do enjoy drawing, but that's not what I'm passionate about. What I'm passionate about is, you just have to look around my home and you can tell that I'm passionate about interior design and changing and chopping things out and seeing how things fit in different spaces. So I revamped that whole page not long ago to really focus on home interiors and having a special place to start my YouTube channel, I guess, because I also wanted to do it away from my family and friends, so not have it on my main Instagram page, but have a separate page, just so it feels like I'm getting the right kind of audience behind me and starting fresh. I think it's obviously great to have the support from family and friends, but at the end of the day, you want to have people behind you that are also so passionate about interior design and those kind of themes, and have conversations and have that engagement from people that really are passionate about what I'm passionate about too. I guess what inspired me to start a YouTube channel is just having that kick up the arse to say, alright, if you want to do something, then just do it and stop thinking about what people are saying or what people are thinking. I've got to a point where I just don't really care about what people truly think about kind of sitting down in front of a camera and talking about something you're passionate about. I think a lot of people actually don't care anymore, which is refreshing. Yeah, definitely what inspired me was A, just always having that innate feeling of love documenting what I'm doing, but B, getting into this flat and having my own space to experiment with was definitely just so good for me and so thought-provoking and creative fueling. It just fueled my creativity in that sense. What are some of my favourite YouTube channels? So this is interesting. So obviously my favourite at the moment, or should I say slight obsession, Lizzie Hadfield. I love her stuff, and I love just how she talks to the camera and really makes you feel like you're just on FaceTime to her. I think that's really special and actually quite a gift in terms of vlogging and YouTube creation. Paige Wassell obviously is a huge interior specific YouTuber, I guess, that I follow and love. In terms for interior specific, I really like watching Benji Plant. So he does, a lot of his stuff is mid-century inspired, I would say, but he also is obsessed with having loads of plants in your place and has taught me a lot in terms of being a bit more green-fingered and incorporating more plants into your space, putting them in the best place for the plant, I would say, but also utilising heights and placement of plants in order to utilise the space and also have the ability to have so many plants within your space. I love plants. I think it's a great way to make your space feel really fresh and really clean, but also is a great way to add a bit of colour into your home without feeling too in your face. And then Sunbeams Jess, I've literally followed her for years. I love Sunbeams Jess, and even more so that we are getting a bit more of a sneak peek into her house renovation. So this has been going on for quite a few years. If you follow her, you'll know that she bought a house with her boyfriend, I believe, in London, and she lives with her, I believe, her mum, basically live with her mum, and then she is renovating their house ready to move in, I think this year or next year. And I think her style is just it's so classic and so tasteful, with also adding lots of different colours in. So I'm really loving all the house renovation vlogs at the moment. I find them super interesting. Oh, so these are some non-YouTube related questions. Read a book or watch TV? At the moment, I'd have to say read a book. I'm really enjoying, and I don't have it with me actually, Pineapple Street by Jenny Jackson is an incredible book. And I just love, to be honest, anything that's set in New York and talks about relationships. I love a classic rom-com, or on the other hand, I do love crime thrillers, etc. I find them super interesting. Yeah, for that one, definitely read a book. What's an ideal weekend for you? Okay, I think I've got this. So Friday, obviously finish up work, and then I would say, actually no, let's skip back. Thursday night, the whole flat's getting cleaned, ready for the weekend. So we're grafting to get a washing done on that Thursday. By Friday morning, the flat is spotless. You wake up, fresh sheets on the bed, everything's clean, the washing's done, don't have to think about it. Friday after work, we're going to the shop. We're going to go and do a little food shop for the weekend. So we're going to pick up a lovely dinner for Friday evening. We're going to cook something together. So that's so delicious. And maybe we'll have, I don't know, a glass of wine, or maybe we'll have a gin and tonic, but nothing, we're not going crazy. We don't love drinking so much. We love good food. We're going to cook a nice, I don't know, pasta, or just cook a nice meal on the Friday evening. Saturday morning, we're going to have a nice lie-in, so maybe till about 10, max half 10. Don't want the whole day to be gone. And then we are going to get up out of bed, showered, etc. And we're going to go and have breakfast or brunch, late brunch, followed by a nice walk. And then Saturday evening, maybe we'll get a nice takeaway, that kind of vibe. And then Sunday morning, we'll get up a bit earlier than the Saturday and we'll have coffees in bed. Yes, coffee in bed. And then I love on a Sunday going like garden centre hopping. So do a bit of gardening after we've gone and bought some more plants from the garden centre. We'll come home and we will have stocked up for a nice roast, and I'll cook a nice roast. Watch a series. At the moment we're watching Race Across the World, which is excellent. We'll watch a bit of our series and then get an early-ish night. And that to me is like the perfect weekend. Not too much drinking, not too much kind of going out. Obviously I love socialising and that would fall into place somewhere within that weekend. But yeah, lots of just taking it slow and recouping for the week ahead. The last one I'm going to do is how do you deal with imposter syndrome as a content creator? Now this one's a very interesting one considering I am new to the space. There's lots of competition. It's fairly saturated, but in the world of things I don't think it is actually quite saturated. I think when you look at normal jobs, administrators or baristas or lawyers, everything is very saturated because we have so many people on this planet. There's always going to be a lack of job opportunities, unfortunately. But I think with YouTube, people are very, very quick to say that it's oversaturated because it's still this unknown entity of how it's going to play out in however many years. As a newbie to YouTube, imposter syndrome is probably at its most intense when you just start out and you've got all this competition with people that have been vlogging for years and have, I don't know, even 100,000 subscribers in the grand scheme of things compared to someone like Zoe Sugg or Molly May, for example. There's always going to be that imposter syndrome as to, oh, you know, but I've only got X amount of followers and I don't get the engagement that they do. But I think it's one of those, you just have to keep doing it. And if you're truly passionate about what you do, then long term that will pay off, and it's just about consistency. So, and I mean, I'm not talking from experience because I'm fairly new to the industry. However, I think with anything, if you're passionate about it and you truly deep down you know that's what you want to do, then putting it out in the universe and creating videos every week will only help you to reach that goal as to where you want to be. And just stay in your own lane, have confidence in what you're doing, have confidence that you as a person are a niche. If you copy someone else, it's just not authentic and you won't feel like you're achieving anything yourself. Just be yourself and someone out there will find you funny, or someone out there will find what you're saying interesting. So that's my advice, and that's what I'm taking from all of this, is just staying my own lane and talking about what I find interesting and I'm passionate about. I just feel like with that, you can't really go wrong, and just see where it takes you. I'm in a very fortunate position where I do have a job kind of alongside, and I do have the time to do this in my spare time. So I'm just seeing where the wind takes me, and believe in yourself and have confidence in what you're doing and what you're saying. That's all I'm doing. So guys, that is everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Something a little bit different for us. If you have any more questions about what I like or who I am, then please do let me know, and I will quite happily do another one of these. It's been really fun just to sit down and chat with you actually. I have a couple of videos coming up, and one of those is a balcony refresh. So this one I've been filming for a while now because it is just taking so long to get my arse moving and getting the balcony to where we want to be. So that one is an ongoing process, but I've also got a house tour of one of my closest friends, her parents' house. And when I tell you, you're in for it is a beauty. So that will be coming up in the very near future, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching again, and I will see you very shortly.